The recorder's on? Ooh, clear. Nice. Okay, awesome. Part 2 of our midday review on August 7th, 2017. We're at 12:40. We're doing okay. I don't think I ranted at all. In fact, when I started my minor rant on, I think it was BlackBerry, it magically cut me off. So the rant gods are not on my side, so I'll keep the rants away. NXTM, that's the one that's got the buyout. FTFT. Mind you, I'm getting a lot of support for my rants, and I think that's what's keeping our stakeholders at bay. They definitely take a while to warm up to me at dinners. After a few drinks, though, there. FTFT, so that's bottom play. Just not interested in those right now. People get so rattled by how straight up I am, eh? It's just a true story. They're so official at those dinners until a few drinks, and they figure out I'm a nut. As soon as they find out, have me sized up and go, this guy's a nut, and I'm gonna have a few drinks and kick back on the beach here. Oh, you know, then we have fun. Another bottom play, ONDK. On deck. So this is an interesting story, isn't it? I don't know. Have you guys ever traded this one? I have. I've traded this stuff here. We gotta wait for earnings. Dang it. I thought that was post earnings. Shoot. Earnings are radical with this company. I've traded the other side of earnings with it. TCCO. This is day traders, expert level 10 out of 10, expert level day traders dream come true. Once I have my list built again, you'll see me trading these. But you got to be good. And I'm not trying to brag on myself. I'm just trying to say, and I lose in there too, right? My batting average goes way down, but when you get them, you get them. It's batting average and everything. I know a guy that loses more than he wins, and he wins lots. Like he's rich. Like I'm talking rich. When he wins, he wins. Like I think he loses 3 out of 4, or worse, 4 to 5, I think. JP, not my style. Pack B. And that's what I mean by different styles, right? Oh, earlier I was supposed to expound on that that whole thesis, and people with and hopefully folks that bring in different ideas into the room are still in the room right now, and they hear this or they watch the video. So when you get into those discussions and thesis, like with the traders that I've traded with for years, when we get into, like really sometime I guess we should just trade and show you guys. But I mean, we yell at each other, we swear at each other, we're going after each other on our thesis, but it's all, it's positive. Sorry, pardon me. Another one coming up to its 200. There's nothing wrong with, because theses can come from different perspectives, right? Yeah, bring your own beer, exactly. I mean, you got to have a certain amount of thick skin to begin with, but, we love each other. We'd do anything for each other for sure. Interesting chart, to say the least. Oh, earnings again. Man, me and earnings, it's just, I'm not the right guy for earnings season. Like I can't hold through that. I can trade through it once I get my chart, my charts built, my list. Wow. CRHM. Really. Very interesting. Bottom players might be interested in this one. The thing you got to remember about bottom plays is there is no bottom, right? I mean, fundamentally, technically there is no bottom. HOS, wow, that's a great looking chart. It just never stopped going down. Oh, it did go up at one point. Oh, look at that. Anyway, not my thing. Revlon. Wow, Revlon. What's the matter with Revlon? It's definitely at natural support. That's interesting. That must be where its bounce came from today. That's really good support it's on, by the way, just so you know. Very high probability win there. Not my setup, but it is high probability win. Yeah, very high probability. But it's caught in between that support and that resistance. But if you want 10%, I bet you'd get it. But, you know, there again, I have to be careful what I say. Got to follow the laws too. I have so many things I have to follow. I was going to do this for fun. AAOI, look at that. It's bouncing off its 100. Yeah, I want to start a trading room and have some fun while I'm on the beach. XNet. You know, though, in those interviews I was doing on the weekend, this discipline that we're going through right now, this tedious discipline, I credit it to increasing my swing trading returns by about twofold. So it might be tedious and boring. I try to keep it somewhat enlightening. But I ride the line so close that I get into trouble at the same time that I try and... Genco. Interesting chart. You know, so technically, does it set up on the plan? It does, actually. I mean, technically, it's in the program. Technically, it is. And this is where trader bias can get in your way because I just can't do it. Oh, and earnings is coming. PDVW. Messy. That's it? That's our choices today? Wow, that's terrible. What happened over on OTC land? The other part of OTC land. Well, that's an interesting chart, ain't it? Well, technically speaking, it looks like a CB antenna on my truck. UBIA. Blockchain. Oh yeah, blockchain. Here comes blockchain. Dear Annie. You know, what's going to happen? Oh, Jerome. Yeah. What's going to happen when governments do decide to take on this blockchain? I think it'll be just like a freaking tsunami wiped out Bitcoin and everything, but I could be wrong. Like when they all get together and decide, okay, here's our one world currency. Is it going to be Bitcoin? I don't think so. But that's a decent chart. There's the horns on that one. That's a really interesting chart. Significant divergence in the top side of that. Interesting chart. guess it has had the horns before, kind of. Huh. I'm reaching, I'm grasping there. ZYNE. Well, that's probably the worst grouping of charts that we've seen ever, hey? In midday. I guess it depends on what you're playing, right? But for what we're looking for, what I'm looking for anyway, that you guys are along the ride for. How did this happen? Where am I? 2016, May. For a cap in here. Weird. Yeah, it'll be interesting when it all, because it's obviously the future. It's just a matter of what form it's going to take. It's very, very interesting. It's becoming more and more interesting to me all the time. KBSF. Interesting. What was this? Earnings? Killed it? No. Just killed itself. It's a low floater, I think, if I remember right. I've traded it for significant profit, but never held it, like never, because it was a nice setup. Okay, well that was awful. That hopefully that doesn't reflect on the state of the markets. That was absolutely awful. Like, it doesn't get much worse than that. It doesn't get worse than that. That's the worst we've seen, I think. So, okay, we have a few minutes. Anybody want any charts looked at? You know, if you want my opinion. It's pretty quiet in the room here. It is summer. It's peak of holidays right now. I didn't expect a busy week. Better get busier as we get into fall, or I'll be depressed. I'm joking. It wouldn't matter if there were 6 of us. I couldn't care less. Well, I care, because it'd be nice to have 100 in the team. That's my goal by Christmas. Our day trading team. Zion got wiped out this morning on bad. Yeah. Yeah. Well, if you guys don't have any charts, why don't we look through a few of mine that I haven't gone through yet? We have a few minutes. If you have any, throw them in. If not, don't worry about it. Let's see if Kirk can bring something to the table. Whatever happened with IPI? Oh yeah, I went through that one. FSLR, SPBP. Wait a second. Do I have 2 lists going? Where is my other list? I guess when it comes time to put together the final list, I'll have to make sure that I look at every list to make sure I have everything. That would be funny. Not really funny, but what else we got here? Serve, what's it been doing? It's a great company, Master. Competed with them 28 years ago or something like that. Still going. Wow. Just waiting for it to pull back on MA. That's a great breakout, boy. Those investors got to be happy until it pulls back. CCJ. How's it doing now on the day? Is it continued its strength? Quarry Rock. Interesting thought, right? I noticed that. CCJ is going to be an interesting story. I would suggest to you that hedge is on the right track there. It's just a matter of it getting through all its asteroid field. But those asteroids can be blasted sideways quick if things get going. Yeah, I definitely have 2 lists going, but that's okay. consolidate them before we get there. Well, that's about it, eh? Nothing else recent on my... Yeah, let's take a look at HIIQ. Actually, you know what? We should look at the model. Let's take a look at how that one's doing. Somebody was singing my praises about it this morning. Pardon me, sorry. I had a $31 price target on it. And it's at, ooh, it just hit the price target, eh? Early, really early. Right at the middle of the apex or the quad. This doesn't surprise me apart. Wow. Well, I'd be really careful about it now. Oh, earnings. Yeah. Very cautious about it. Oh, wow. Nice surprise. If you're along this one, be careful holding. It's up over its extension. Its extension's at 31, whatever that is, 31.16 or so. Now, if it gets up over 33.24 and it firms up, well, look at that. It's got 40.15 coming. Interesting, very, very interesting. Oh well, I got a nice trade out of it. I got this meat area here. Too bad I didn't get the second meat area, but it pulled way back after I sold, so I could have hit it again at the quad there, I guess. But earnings, it came off and boom. Before earnings, eh? Somebody knew something, I think. Or maybe they just had a gut feeling or whatever, and people just know the company. Okay, well, that's midday unless you guys have anything else. DDS above 200 pulled back and bounced off its 20. Nice, I didn't see that. So earnings, yeah, we'll have to wait for the other side of earnings on the DDS. I'm going to mark it though. I'll put it on the list here and see what it looks like. Okay, super cool. Too bad the charts are crap. That's one of the worst chart days we've seen. We've had 2 or 3 bad ones like that. Maybe 4 or 5 out of, what's it been? I think it's been, I'll have to check sometime. But I actually credit these middays. I'm convinced the middays have improved my swing trading by double, and they'll improve my day trading because, of course, the stocks will be the right stocks to day trade once I have this done. So I'll be day trading these by Wednesday at the latest. Well, it'll be Wednesday when I start day trading them. So instead of doubling the count every 3 months on day trading, maybe I'll do better. I'm pretty sure I will. Anyway, thanks guys. So for me, that'll be it actually for the day unless things get moving. Tomorrow we're doing the master class in the afternoon. But it's 1 o'clock right now, so I'm going to give it a little bit of time to see if anything sets up. I've got a ton of work to do in advance of tomorrow's masterclass and just running the room and stuff. And then by Wednesday, at latest, I got to be day trading aggressively because I'm going to make up some time too, right? Wednesday's the 9th. And, you know, I've got to put together a decent month. So, but earnings season's kind of funky. But anyway, I think you get the point. So I'll hang out for a while. If there's any good alarms that go off, oh, you know, let's do this really, really quick. Let's go through this exercise and see what these alarms had to say. I don't think anybody checked them this morning. I didn't see anybody reporting on them. Anybody wants to in the future be helpful team member, when you see those alerts, if you could do a quick little blurb on them, that would help a lot. I know I'm delegating to members, but you guys are a team. So yeah, that chart is still bullish. We'll see. I'll wait for this one to come back, pull back and bounce off an MA. That G3 is still rocking. Wow. So same thing, I gotta wait for it to pull back and come off an MA. WTV, am I seeing that right? So ZAGG and G3 are on my short list. Oh, WTW, so Oprah, she's on fire, waiting for that to come back. SPW. So this hit the 50 and bounced. SPWR. So earnings, eh? Ooh, oil's got a bounce. Pretty heavy bounce off that quad bottom. Man, that epic is... interesting. You know, the funny thing is we've been charting these solar powers, and you know, a fellow like Nick, take care, Brennan. Nick, he you know, he's a fundamentals type guy, and you know, like he'll talk about certain sectors and stuff. And it's funny because a lot of the sectors that him or other people talk about, they freak me out. The sectors freak me out, like solar energy freaks me out. But the charts have been so good, you know. So I've traded some, but I hesitate because of trader bias, just because of simple fear. Like if this was a different kind of company, you'd be hitting it. At latest, I'd wait for that MACD to turn up, because you know technically it's set up. Yeah, and that's not good. It's not good. Okay, so that's SPWR. I still might hit these, you know, like it still might happen. I'm noting them. And then there's YELP. I think I got all these on my list. Yeah, I do. So I was ZAGG, yeah. And YELP. Just straight out rock and roll. Okay. So that, I think, is the list. Sorry, I don't have any guru bubblegum machine super duper plays today for you. Yeah, there's nothing else. No other insights. Sorry, guys. So have a good afternoon. If anything wild happens here, I'll be back in the room. Talk soon.